Afternoon. Thank you for listening to my video. I wanted to come on and talk about my brother who is currently IPP. Now he's been IPP for 17 years. He's never ever been released, so he's never been able to go home and see his family since the day of 2005 that he entered prison system on an IPP. Now we know the IPP system's been abolished. And it doesn't help because we're no further forward of where we need to be. And really, all the families concerned are still on IPP. All they really want to know is that can we get these current IPPs home safely? And if not, can we get them resentenced? It doesn't seem a lot to ask for when we're constantly going through stress, anxiety, trauma. Not just the IPPs, but us as family members as well. Remember, the IPPs have wives, and partners, and it's people's sons and brothers and nieces and nephews and so forth. So everybody is suffering, not knowing when they'll come home. Now, the negativity of keeping them in means that there's a significant amount of mental health that's increased massively. And when it comes up to parole, and they haven't been on all the different courses and things like that because they can't get on them because they're not going home yet and they're not a priority. Parole will often turn around and say they have to see a psychologist, they've got mental health issues and blah, 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 which is understandable considering that they have this massive sentence to endure. It would create them to have these things because the system itself and the time spent in the system creates bad mental health, because locking anybody in a room for that amount of time and expecting them to be okay is never going to happen. The prison system doesn't work in the UK. All we seem to do is lock them up and leave them languishing behind the door. And like other countries, which I've watched documentaries on, they get them in the car garages, they get them in the community, if it's safe, okay, and I do understand this. But they get them to do things which raises the self-esteem and confidence to be part of something. There's a massive percentage of IPPs and other people in the prison service, but for now I'm talking about IPPs. There's a massive proportion of those that have been in the care system. That is just not a coincidence. A lot of them have fallen through the net, like my brother, who went into care at the age of 5, who was abused badly by his stepdad, slept with a knife under his pillow, thinking his dad was going to come for him. That was his stepfather. And he lived in fear, so he was kicked out of foster homes and he was kicked out of residential homes because they failed to understand that he needed counselling and he needed access to service that he didn't get access to. Then he went to young offenders, and the young offenders, after that, he left the care system when he was 18 with £100 in his pocket, and he was told, "There you go, son, good luck." And he went into the world of crime. He went into crime to survive. He vented his anger towards people, which he's now sorry for after being nearly 40 years old and being in for 17 years. And he had a fight, which was a charge of ABH. His sentence was 2.5 years, and he has done 17 years. So he has done 17 years, and in between that time, he's come from the care system, he's slipped the net, he hasn't had counselling, he's had nobody there for him. I'm the only support network he's got, who are being like a mum and a sister to him. And I've had hundreds of kids in between because I foster, so it's been a really hard task for me. which I do selflessly. It's my brother. I'll run to the ends of the earth for him. And I've been, there for him every day on the phone, for rants and everything else. And I feel wholeheartedly sorry for him. And I'm trying to raise awareness and push this out, because it's never ending. It's another 2 years, and I'm absolutely desperate now. There must be somebody there who can help push this forward and, do something about it, because every 2 years it's another 2 years. This kid is enhanced. He's done 2 years just sitting in the room. He's done nothing. He has got a family here. We've all got jobs. I've got nothing on my record because I look after the kids. I've never committed a crime. My husband's never committed a crime. My stepkids have got their own businesses. We've got our own business which he can work into. And it pains me to think that I could have him home. And yes, I know I need access to services. I could rehabilitate him and give him a family, give him love in his life that he needs. He's missed out on so much. He wants to go into business with this, and he wants to help with that, and he wants to be part of our family, instead of stuck in a room that's locked, made to feel that he's nothing. And the life he's had to suffer for it. Instead of being helped through the trauma, he's been locked up. And regardless if he's done the crime or not, he's done his time. He has done 17 years. And my brother went in 20 odd years old. He's now 41. He spoke to me yesterday, which has prompted me to do this video today. And he said to me, I'm absolutely helpless, Sherry. I'm absolutely helpless. I can't even write to my MP, he said. I can't write to anybody. He says, do you know why? He says, because the screws in this place will not send the letters. They do it deliberately. And I've got nothing I can do stuck in here. I can't do anything. Would you write to the local MP for me? Would you try and push it for me? My answer was, yes, of course I would. Of course I would push the boat out for him. Of course I would be there for him. That's what a sister does. And I feel really, really sad that we're not getting anywhere with the justice system in the UK at all. We're not achieving anything. The amount of people that are in and out. And the saddest thing is that even if my brother came home on tag, he would be so much better off with a loving family, giving him the support and everything that he needs, instead of being stuck in a room and made to feel that he's scum of the earth. Now, being angry because you've got an IPP sentence and upset about it isn't wrong. It's already been admitted that they made a mistake. So why are we not sorting it out? When I get to parole next year and he's done another 2 years and he's done another 2 years and another 2 years, I don't know how long I've got, because every day my brother wakes up, he wants to die. He doesn't want to be here anymore. He can't cope with it. He can't plan anything with his life. He doesn't go, oh, well, I've got a year and 5 months to go, because he doesn't know. It's absolutely torture and ludicrous to have such a sentence that you don't know when you're going home. It is not right. And after 17 years, somebody is doing something wrong. Okay, the last 2 years, his enhanced has not done a thing wrong. Came from the care system. He's been let down massively. He's been punished through the justice system for what he's felt like in his childhood, because it's come out in anger. And it's wrong, because all the lessons and all the things he did when he was in his 20s, he's now 40, he's learned from them. He doesn't want to be around people that are doing 2 years, banging the walls. He doesn't want to walk out his cell and somebody wants to stab him. And if he does anything, he gets another 3 or 4 years. It's unfair. Jack Jones down the corridor is going home in 2 years. Doesn't matter how much trouble he gets into. The goals that you're giving the IPPs are just totally unrealistic. We need to do something. Somebody's got to have a heart. We've got to sort of, make some pathway plans to send them home. I'm just hoping and praying that I can have my brother home. Everybody else gets an opportunity. I don't really want you to put him in a hostel after 17 years, to put him in a hostel full of people that are doing drugs and then test him 2 years longer. You know, how is that going to work? That's not going to work. He's already been tested for 17 years. How is putting him in a hostel going to work? It's not. He needs to be around his family. You have got a support network here. I will help my brother. I will stand on oath. I will, whatever I need to do, I will help my brother. I've never let him down yet. You can see I've been and seen him for the last 10 years wherever he's been. And before that, his behaviour's totally changed. I have many write-ups from the Gov to say his behaviour's remarkable. Now, why are we keeping him in? It's people that have murdered people and been out in shorter time. That's taken a life. He hasn't done that. We need to be doing the right thing. And we need to be not just saying what we're saying, we need to be doing it. We need to be a bit more compassionate and passionate about things. Give some more empathy. And Lord Blanket needs to sort it out. It's wrong. It's wrong. He's already said that we made a mistake. Okay, you made a mistake. Put it right then. Put it right. And let's have the boys and girls home to the families. Let's rehabilitate them. If you've made a mistake, let's get them rehabilitated. Let's get them a proper sentence. Let's give them some hope. You can't ask anything of anybody if you don't give them any hope. Nobody likes to not know what's happening in 2 years' time with their life. You take everything from them, okay? And it's not fair. My opportunities that my brother had, the last 17 years have gone by like that. Not for him, but it has. And he's missed out on getting married, kids. He's missed out on fixing inside himself, whereas all the trauma he had in his childhood, he's just been locked up for it. He's missed out on so much, so very much. And I, as a sister, are doing everything I can to put that right, to give him the opportunity, to give him warmth, kindness, show him the world isn't such a bad place as he feels in his heart, and people aren't so bad as he feels. I know we can put this right. But at the moment, as a sister, I'll advocate for my brother because he can't do that for himself. As I say, anything he does inside is stopped. Really, really sad that, it seems to be a lot of bullying going on inside by the staff as well. And, if he writes a plain letter to his MP or puts an app in, doesn't get there. Anything outgoing doesn't get sent. Why is that? Why take my brother and put him in your care at the expense of the government and treat him that way? Because you're going to give him back to me at some stage, and I'm going to look out for him and show him the world. But there's going to be a lot for me to fix, and I'm up for the challenge. I've got the patience to do that. I've worked with kids, I've worked with teenagers, all had lots of trauma. So I'm patient enough to listen. But I don't want you to give my brother back when he's too far gone. When his mental health, I can't pull it back. I can't pull his mental health back. Because at the moment, he doesn't want to be here. And that's really a bitter pill to swallow. Because some days, I think, will he do something? Will he actually not be here? And when he's not here, I can't put anything right. But when I've done this video, at least I know that I've tried to do him justice and speak on behalf of him, because he doesn't have a voice. And many of the IPPs don't have a voice. And the crimes that they're doing, the time they're doing the crimes that they've committed, doesn't justify what they've done. They pinched a bike, a mobile phone. It doesn't justify 17 years, 16 years, 15 years. It's absolutely incredible how you can admit that you've done something wrong, but not do something about it. It's criminal. Do you want to spend £40,000 a year on each IPP when they could be at home with their families, starting a new life, getting jobs, building their self-esteem? You're not doing that in prison, so why are you keeping my dear brother? You're not doing him any better. I could look after him better. And then he'll have a life. Next year he comes up to parole, be 42 years old. 42. He feels his life's gone. He feels all the skills that he's got. He's a marvellous drawer, he's very articulate, he's an avid reader. He's taught himself to read and write, everything. He feels he can't do anything with them. He's musically talented. He's self-taught on his piano and his guitar. He just feels he's sitting in there. Every day he sits in his cell. At the moment, it's 24 hours. How can we be letting this happen? It's just heartbreaking. IPP sentence. Sentence indefinitely for something that doesn't fit the crime. 17 years for GBH in 2005. Brothers still inside. Amongst others. But amongst others that have already been home and had an opportunity to put things right. He clearly hasn't had an opportunity to be out, to put anything right in his life. Something to think about. But I have to try. Because then I can go to sleep at night knowing that I've done everything I can to help. If that's what it takes, that's what I'll do. I hope anybody who can help would be kind enough to message me. Any advice? We haven't got parole till next year. Should have been this year, but it's next year. But I don't know how long we can hang on for. I really don't. But we'll keep going, and thank you for listening.